Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our evening chat. Appreciate you all being here. Cindy is here. I'm going to add her to the stage. Welcome, Cindy.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good, good. We have 18 guests here tonight.
Wonderful.
Chicken Nuggy Munchkin is here. How are you tonight? Thanks for joining. Welcome to Midlife Chat Over 50. Cindy and I are sisters. I'm 60. Cindy?
I'm 65, will be 66 in August.
And we meet every single week to talk
Yes.
about our lives,
Yes.
getting older,
Mm-hmm.
everything else.
What comes with ages that we
Tell
don't
me.
think about in your teens and in your 20s? Because why? What's the big word that everybody always say?
What?
Invincible. You think you're invincible. You'll never see it. You think it's way over there.
And before you know it, it's here.
It's here.
Turning 60
right.
is here. Hi, Horse Girl. Hi, welcome to the live. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. So tonight we're going to talk about, as you saw in the what is this about? Tonight, we're going to talk about where time has passed, these past 50 plus years for us who are in midlife, and basically how we got there and what's going on.
And you don't think about it until it happens.
Right.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up today, that I talked to Lisa, that we really want to, okay, this is the honest truth. I work in sales and I talk to real people, men, women, all ages. And when I'm at work, I love listening to what customers say. And this one person who I've known for a while on the phone, but never in person. This is the strangest thing. And when she came in to pick up her Estee Lauder gift, she's been purchasing Estee Lauder gift over the phone for years. But she never really came in and talked to somebody. This is the strangest thing. And she decided it was a gorgeous day yesterday. And she took a drive in to the store and came to pick up her gift. She opens up her gift. She opens up her bag and she says to me, "Can you tell me if I'm using these products right?" But the point was, I asked her, "You said you've been using this for quite a while, and I know I've talked to you over the phone, and I assumed that she's come into the store before." She goes, "Oh no, I always make my phone calls. I call in my," but now for some reason, it just happened. Am I using these products right? And the question I asked her was, "Why are you asking that? What is it? What do you want from these products?" And you know what she said to me? "I want comfort on my skin. I want to be comfortable. See these lines here?" And they were deep. I'm not saying they weren't. They were deep. She says, "I know they're not going to go away, but how can I make myself feel better now?" And that's where the problem was. Well, guess what? It is midlife. The next thing she said after we talked, I says, "Well, you can watch me on YouTube." And she says, "You know what? I want to hear about real midlife things." That's what she said to me. "I want to hear real things about what people discuss about midlife." And I went like, and that intrigued me. I was just like, she says, "Your skin's gorgeous. You look gorgeous. The girls are gorgeous here. There's young and everything." She goes, "I just want to be the best that I can. I don't want to change. I don't want to look different. I just want my skin to feel like it doesn't hurt, that it doesn't look leather. I know that my skin looks muddy. My skin looks flat." And she says it's not even her skin. She's going to talk to me about her hair. She's going to talk to me about her body. And she just said that, "I want realistic. real discussions on midlife. And you know what she said? She's right. You know what she said? Glasses, hair, color, exercise, body weight, no body weight, body care, nail care, skin, face, ears, neck. I mean, she just went on. And I was like, and the next thing she says, movement, walking, shoes, feet, swollenness, cellulite. I mean, she just went everything.
Yes.
But she just went off, and she just says that she's not worrying about, I'm this age, I look like this. I'm this age, I can get 3 products and look like this. That's not what she's talking
Yeah.
about. She's talking about, I want to wake up and I want to feel better. I want to be happy again. And her own happiness.
Yes.
Basically, she wanted me to listen to her.
So that's probably why she got out of the house and came to the store so that somebody could talk to her.
Yeah, for some reason, and I happened to get the bag. I didn't even sell her the products, but I have sold products to her before.
Mm-hmm.
The customer before her came in to buy a cream foundation of MAC Studio Fix. She had 3 teeth. This side, she didn't have any teeth. This side, she had some teeth. And she says, I have bridges. I don't even care. She goes, I'm not using them anymore. I'm not taking them in. We were just talking. And it was a weird day. It was weird about people being them. I said, okay. I go, that's okay. She goes, no. She goes, you're probably noticing I got 3. I said, no. And that's when the other person was waiting. And that's when she said, great customer service. Because you know what she said to me? You listened to her. And that's when she told me about herself. And then she says, I love this makeup. And I says, why do you like the makeup? And she goes, I can put it on. It's quick. It's easy. Gives me a little coverage. But she goes, you know what? She goes, what days do you work here? And I kind of told her that I'm really flex. And she says, God, she goes, I want someone just to help me where I'm at today. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not 20 years ago. I want help from starting today. And I said, sure. And I want it reasonable. I want it affordable. She says, I can afford good, but I can't buy all in once. I said, okay. But how can I get started? So she's going to come in and see me. I work in a couple of weeks, so we made an appointment. So she just wants to get started. She wants her basics and then go from there. And she wants honest help. So I started thinking, that's midlife crisis. I've had women come in that lost their husbands. I've had men come in who lost their wives. I've had people come in that just got a divorce. I've had people saying they just had a tummy tuck. I've had people say they just lost weight. And we're talking about every day. And I never thought about it, that when I'm talking to them, they are talking about midlife crisis. And they're all the baby boomers. They're all from the 80s. They're all from the 90s. Some are from the 70s. I could tell the ones of the 70s, they still have that flair, that sunflower girl. They should be wearing a headband. You know what I mean? It's so cute. They still have that. They have a mesh bag. They're still wearing thongs. They're still that way, but they look different. And they come in and say, what can I do?
Yeah.
So I think I want to be real. I want really, and I'm not going to make anything bad. I think it's real life. It's realistic life.
Mm-hmm.
Bills, poverty, food. I mean, she just said it. And that came from somebody. And I said, you know what? Very good. I go, you really made me think a lot. And then I was at the salon, and there was a lady that I remember her 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she lost her husband 10 years ago. And she was talking about everything that's happened to her since then. How she's can't walk as long. She doesn't heal as fast. Can you cut my hair here? It doesn't grow as much. I'm trying to fill this in, but I like my curliness. I don't think I want to do any more perms because I have natural curls, but I want it still. What kind of gel should I wear? She still wants to look her nice, but she can't wear heels anymore. She can't wear flats anymore. She's got to wear certain tennis shoes now. She's starting to notice things differently in what she wears.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another discussion that I had with somebody that I really didn't know. I just saw her. I used to see her at the salon. So I think midlife means everything.
Midlife, yes. Anywhere from 40s, 60, 50s, 60s, people in their 70s, and I'm sure you deal with people in their 80s.
Yes. And I had a gentleman who brought his mom. She's in the home. He taught Megan how to drive. And he remembers me when we owned the salon. And his son was the first grade that graduated from Megan's school, and Megan was the second grade. We just started talking. He said I looked familiar, but he didn't remember where from where. We started talking.
Mm-hmm.
I remember his mom. I remember one of our hairdressers did her hair. Now she can't remember things. She came into the store. She needed lipstick, and I'm saying all these lipsticks and all these companies, and she's like, she needs to see it to know what it was. And I told her, there's a lot of companies, but we don't have all those companies. And she lived in San Pedro, and I found her a lipstick. But 20 years ago, she was driving. She came to visit him here. She would go back to San Pedro. In 20 years, she can't remember. For a minute, she didn't even know where she was at. So it just shows you how things can change. And you know what he says? A blink of an eye. A blink of an eye. So I think that's what I want to start talking about is life general, life every day. And it's really, it means a lot to me because I meet people every day. And some of them do come see my channel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So not everybody, like we talked before, not everybody watches YouTube, not everybody watches Facebook, not everybody watches Instagram. You know, a lot of them don't even know we have events because I don't do Facebook. I don't watch it. And they don't. They're still the old way. You text them or you call them.
Well, that's interesting because people that are Gen X and younger, they think boomers just do Facebook. But you're saying that people even older than the traditional boomer age, they don't even do Facebook.
Right. I have people that don't even know what Facebook is.
How old are they?
60s.
Where have they been?
That's what I'm trying to say. 60s. And I'm just like, okay. And they're not going to, they're like, and honey, that's what they say. Honey, you're going to have to call me. I have some women that we call that they still have a Limeline. The phone's ringing.
I don't know what that is.
Limeline means like a phone, regular phone.
Landline.
Oh, landline. Okay. Limeline. I don't even know how to speak. I forgot all about. I'm so much in a cell phone.
Boomers are born between 1946 and 1964. So you're in it.
I'm in it. Yes, I am. Yeah.
So if they were born in 1946, stand by. How old were I'm bad at math. Sorry, guys. It's 2026.
Don't ask me.
1946. Hello. Minus 2026.
Okay, now I'm going to go to my other iPad so I can see comments.
They are 80 years old right now. The oldest of the boomers are 80. So that's probably why they don't have Facebook. But, you know.
Well,
I've spoken to some boomers who told me that they don't have a computer and they're not going to order online and they're not going to look into their computer and that they don't have it. I'm like, okay.
And they're not going to. That's They're not going to.
Yeah, she was like, and she wanted her Pond's. I want my Pond's cold cream.
Well,
It's
my
right down
Pond's
there in the
cold cream.
corner, on the little tiny corner. That's the only two we have.
Yeah. And that's another thing now. You said something very unique. When she mentioned, is it creamy? Creamy? Because that's what she's still from those days. Cream, cream, cream. And I go, this is the premier. It's your creamy, they're rich. She goes, yes, that's what I want. Okay. But I told her, you don't want it to sit on your face. You want it to absorb. If it's sitting on your face, that means you're dehydrated. You got to get something else going on. You know what I mean? That means you need to get rid of that dead skin. You need some retinol. You got to remove. She goes, okay. But I just told her, don't let it sit on your face.
Yeah.
You know. So I had a customer that came in with her daughter just a long time ago. And I think I mentioned this before. And she could not afford really, she's like, how much is it? And I was on it. It was 200 and something of Clinique. And she says, gosh, that's a lot of money right now. And I said, you know what? Let me be honest with you. You can go to the drugstore. They have good items too. That's why I try to show different things that you can get affordable items, compare dupes to this one, but make sure they're sealed, make sure that they, you check the expiration dates. She said, okay, make sure that if you can talk to somebody, see if you can, but try to really label what you're finding.
Yes.
And I was very honest with her. I do get some ladies that come in and ask for Pond's cold cream, and I want them to know they can still get it. It may be at the bottom of the shelf, at Target and stuff. And I even tell them that sometimes I've seen them at Dollar Tree. I see compare at, if your pocket says no, it's okay. There's other ways that you can still have nice skin. I really feel that we should not make people feel that because they're not using a prime product, they're not using something good. And I don't want to be that person. That's not where I want to go, because I use things here. I'm showing things a less affordable products too. And I see that. I see things changing now, that people are, all the spectrum is all products. Everything is happening right now. Inexpensive, expensive, medium. It's still, things are still selling, not as fast as they are, but things are still moving. They're just not buying as much.
Right.
And buying what they need. They're not having 50 eyeshadow palettes here. They want some eyeshadow palettes, but I want to use them.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where we come in. That's where I kick in. But I think it's nice that we can talk about that here.
Yes.
Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there that you're out there that I really want to try different information every week. And we're going to get Lisa one day to put on some makeup and show us how she looks real.
I'm wearing makeup right now.
Oh, well, there you go. And I'm not. I got lipstick on.
I put mascara on.
Good.
Makeup on.
Now, I have a question for you.
Not really makeup. It's what do they call that? Primer.
CC cream primer. Okay. But I think we should talk about stuff like that. Be yourself, be natural, and still feel good about yourself. Because you mentioned many times, I don't wear any makeup. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But I think if you're going to go out, if you're going to go to a special occasion, there's nothing wrong putting a little dabble here and there. You know what I mean? I have women that come in, they say they just wear a lipstick. Okay. Then also they come back, okay, I'll wear a mascara. That's all I'm going to wear, Cindy. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put my eyebrow. Okay. But I do have women say, I just wear a lip gloss. I just want a CC cream to even out my skin. And that's it. You know what? That's fine.
I've noticed my skin has been really good since I've been using the beef tallow. They call it hyperderm pigmentation, right? Hyperpigmentation. And I've noticed that since I've been using beef tallow moisturizer, It's been really good.
I think, and I don't know, you tell me this now. The big thing right now is they want even skin tone. They want to help control those age spots. I hear more of the dark spots and deep fine lines.
Okay.
But I do explain to them, if you're going to use anything that's going to brighten your skin, you're going to remove, you've got to wear a sun protection, because if you remove, you're going to go right back out and it's going to get dark. It comes right back.
Yeah. I think that it's a personal choice, because I don't wear sun protection.
If you don't wear sun protection, you can either use a moisturizer or use a BB cream or CC cream that has some kind of protection in it.
I don't like to use SPF.
So, okay, so if I asked you, okay, this is good then. Okay, so what would you do to use a sun protection? Would you use it in your moisturizer?
I would moisturize, and then I wear a hat.
Okay, so you would use a moisturizer with an SPF?
No.
Okay. But the hat can't do everything. The hat can't protect everything.
I don't want the chemicals on my face anymore.
Have you looked into a non-chemical sun protection?
I don't believe there are any, except for coconut oil.
People do use coconut oil. My friend does in Vegas. I don't know. I just feel like it's frying me. Because I got sunburn once.
And that's the thing. I don't get sunburn
at all.
I went to Hawaii. I didn't wear any sun protection.
Doctors don't believe in that, right? My doctor doesn't. He goes, you still get sun rays.
I want the sun rays. I'm not anti-sun rays. I want the vitamin D. I want the sun. I want that. I don't want the burn.
No, you don't want to burn.
I want to feel the energy and the vitamins and the nutrients from the sun.
With a hat on.
Yes, because I'm still getting it. It's just I don't have the blockage.
And you don't get sunburn on your nose?
No.
You don't get sunburn on your ears?
No.
Not on your shoulders?
No.
Not on your...
Look at my chest. There's no wrinkles. I don't have wrinkles.
Greg, my late Greg, he never sunburned, right? A lot of men do not moisturize. They throughout all day long, right? And we were at a volleyball tournament, a Paul Mitchell volleyball tournament, and he was wearing sandals. And I said to him, okay, I don't sunburn. I never sunburn. I said, okay. I said, well, at least this is the honest truth. I got a photo of him. So anyways, he had those, I think, I don't know if I saw the sandals. The sandals that go over like that, like a tape, you just put them on.
Yes.
He got so sunburned on top, like the top, it hurt so bad that he wore in Santa Barbara socks and tennis shoes because the sun was hitting him. But remember, he was out there all day. We were at the volleyball tournament all day. And I go, you got sunburned. And I told you. I mean, all that top, oh my God, he just hurt. You know what I mean? So he I'm not wearing my sandals. He wore socks and his white tennis shoes, and he had shorts. So when we had our boat at the time, he always wore sunblock after that because it took that one time, but he didn't sunburn on his nose. He didn't sunburn anywhere.
Right.
But those feet just got fried. Yeah, when it tanned, it was like these dark. He was like, I'm not wearing, because it looked like his toes were white. It was so sad. He's like, this doesn't look right. But he never sunburned until that day, huh?
They say that in America we have a problem with people who have a vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah. Well, you hear things. They say vitamin C is great for our skin, but we took it to the extreme. Laying in the tanning bed, laying out in the sun. We went out there.
I've never been in a tanning
baby
bed.
oil.
I've never been.
We,
I have drenched. I put color, like the tanning stuff
yeah,
back in the day, but I stopped. I just said I'm good.
yeah. I just got a product. I use a drop with my moisturizer.
I'm a baby back there.
What baby? Behind you? Is that a dog?
That's Sage.
Oh, that's Sage. I'm gonna look here. I can't see from there. How cute. She getting comfortable?
There you go, baby. Good boy. There he is.
You said she. It's a
Good
he.
boy.
There you go. Ah, relax. Relax. Yeah, so I mean, what do you think about, I think this is good. I really want to make this live or podcast, whatever you call it, because I'm still learning it all. About things like that. I really am. I really think that people really want to know about midlife crisis. And midlife crisis starts in their 40s. It starts in your 40s, and it depends how we age. It depends what is the extremes in our life. What's happening in our life. What's going on in our life. It comes in waves, and you know what? My doctors all said that menopause and all that. I started menopause in my 40s. You started in what, your 50s?
I started in my 50s. It lasted
There you
all
go.
my 50s.
Yeah.
I'm probably still in it, but the what do they call the hot flashes, which all women talk about, that's gone.
Okay.
No more hot flashes, thank God. Yeesh, that was miserable.
That is the worst.
I think it lasted a good at least 7 years where I had a lot of restless sleep, and I didn't do what people call hormone therapy. I didn't do any of that. That was rough.
Like our mom, she was so happy. Mom didn't go to the doctor for menopause. Most women didn't go to we were talking about that at work. We were talking about our moms back in the 70s when women got married and had a child. A lot of them did not work. There was some that worked, but many were home moms. They stayed home. And they were so excited when they got their first part-time job. And howling across the street, I'm going to work at Sears. I got a little part-time job, and it was extra money. It was like extra money. The reason why I'm talking about that, because we were talking about how working a part-time job is not extra money anymore. It's to pay that insurance. It's to pay this, to pay that extra gas, and to pay, and it's been going on for a while. I mean, I remember when I worked at Robinson's department store, the full-timers would go home at 6, and the people that had a full-time job would work 6 to 9, and they would come in just for the discount and have that's what they would say. I just do this for a few dollars. That's not how it is anymore.
No.
There's no such thing.
No, I know kids who clock out of their job at Target and then they go to their next job.
Mm-hmm. And these, how old are they?
They're young.
That's what I'm saying. It's happening now. There's some girls, they work at work and they're caretakers at night. The caretaking business is becoming very popular now. I'm hearing a lot of people saying they're doing caretaker as an additional job. Yeah. Is it a caretaker or
it's caregiver?
Caregiver. Caretakers. Thank you. Okay. Caretakers what?
I don't know. But I don't mean a caregiver is somebody who takes care of visits.
Caretaker. Hold on. Caretaker is what? When they work at a mortuary?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. I heard caretaker, but caregiver. Maybe it was caregiver.
She meant caregiver.
Okay.
She said it wrong.
Okay. So that is becoming popular now for a lot of additional income.
I know why.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the boomers there's so many boomers in America and around the world that they're aging, that they're in their 80s now.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's so many of them
I
It's
know.
going to become a demanding position, a position in demand.
Yeah. It's a lot of people I know are becoming caregivers, right? It is weird to hear that, because when I was in my 20s, you didn't hear a lot about caregivers.
No,
but you do
that is
now.
true.
So I think it's from the life we lived in one time. And we didn't realize it. Like I was talking to my friend the other day, it's her birthday. Do you remember, Cindy, we used to do this? Do you remember we used to do that? Do you remember this? And everything is partying, going out, going here, doing that. It wasn't, do you remember we used to go exercise? Do you remember we used to go to the beach? Do you remember we used to go to the tent? It was all about the other stuff. And it's true.
But you're young. You're a young boomer. You're different than the older boomers. You know what I mean? You're like, you're at that generation where you were more active. You guys danced a lot.
Yes.
Exercised. You had, remember, your generation had, your generation had the onset of, what was it called? When you guys would go work out and do like at the gym.
What was it called? It was, we had, they would jump, like they would, God, I can't even think of it anymore.
I can't think of it either.
God, it was like, they have, do you know, if you go on YouTube, they have like the people that show the leotard outfits. They had purple, they had pink.
You were in it. You did that.
Like
you were in that line.
I mean, we're like going so fast. And then my friends, they had the Suzanne Sanders thigh worker. Oh God, she had the thigh worker.
So I have
had to. I've been watching TV.
I looked it up. I looked it up, Cindy. 70% of baby boomers will require some form of long-term care, with over 90% of those age 65 and older preferring to age in place in their homes. This creates a massive surging demand for home health aides and caregivers as the senior population grows, a trend expected to result in 4.6 million unfulfilled caregiving jobs by 2032.
That's not that far.
That's a whole new, guys, if you guys are looking for a job, think about being a caregiver. There's going to be a demand for millions because senior citizens, the boomer generations, want to age at home. They don't want to go to a senior living. They don't want to go. They want to stay home.
They'll do anything they can. That's why I was telling you about the gentleman. They couldn't leave her at home anymore. They want to stay home. So they do anything to keep themselves at home.
That's an incredible statistic.
And see how we found that out by just talking right now?
That's an entirely new job market opening up now. If you want to be a caregiver, go out and get that job, because senior citizens, now the boomer generations, want to age at home. They don't want to go to an old folks home. They don't want to go away.
And the other thing too, and I don't need to bring this in, but people don't want to die in the hospital either. They're saying they're more of them want to be at home. Since Greg passed, I watch a lot of grief things. And that is right now is home.
Yeah.
The famous 80s exercise, high energy aerobics. Neon spandex and home VHS workout. So, buns of steels, leg lifts, step aerobics, leg warmers, dance cardio. And you know what? I did all that.
Yeah, you did.
And guess what? I have a lot of leg problems. I have a lot, because it was all knees. It was like doing this, you know what I mean? And then you would go like this, you know what I mean? And
They
I
had
was
that little
talking,
plastic step that
they
you would
had the
step
little,
up.
do you know I had my step and I would go
still have
up and no, I don't have it anymore because I was using it one day and I noticed my balance wasn't the same. And I noticed that my knees have been, well, I told you that my knees have not been the same. And I think that a lot of it, and my doctor told me that because he does skin cancer and my doctor does sports,
Yeah.
sports problem. And he said his mom's from the 80s, and he says he thinks it was a lot of those aerobics. It was like fast, you know what I mean? It wasn't, our bodies were able to do that then, but our bodies can't do that.
Yeah.
But everything, that's what he said, everything we do then shows up later, all the effects.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say. It shows the effect tomorrow. So now I just do walk at home. I do my weights, 3-pound weights. I don't do 10 pounds. I was doing 10 pounds and I was breaking blood vessel. So I'm learning not to go to the extreme. And that's what he says. No, not 10 pounds. It's not that that means you can't. Your body is telling you that's too much. You know what I'm saying? But I always did 10 pounds. Yeah, well, that was 10 years ago.
10 pounds is easy weight to lift.
Not when you're doing this.
Really?
Well, for me,
Okay.
okay, maybe it's easy for you, but my body, that's what that's what he was trying to tell me. When you're in midlife, you're fine with it. My body says no to it.
Yeah, I understand. So, and I'm big bone too. I have bigger bones.
Yeah. But I used to do 10 pounds, and then like do this. And now it's like, I can't. So he says, okay, you can still do your weights, but you got to cut back. You know what I mean? That's called midlife. Those are all the little things that starts to show. Like jumping jacks. I can do jumping jacks, but I feel like a boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I forget.
Well, that was a great statistic. I think I'm going to do a video on that. about the demand for caregivers.
True, though.
It's pretty intense. It says here that 7 in 10 boomers are going to need long-term care, and they're not going to have the savings to afford it, so they're going to want to stay home. 80% of long-term care is currently provided free by family members. I have to admit, I do that.
Okay.
The caregiver gap is widening as the population of people aged 80 rises. The lack of available caregivers is turning into a free fall as boomers are now entering their 80s. So what are we going to do about it?
Well, and the other thing too, because I said a lot of people are looking for another income, and everyone says, have you thought about being a caregiver? Have you thought about a kid? and people are starting to do it now. A lot of people.
It needs to be done. They got to make sure they're eating. A lot of seniors, Amazing Energetics here, and Peyton's here.
Hi, Peyton. And Amazing Energetic Joshua.
Caregivers, mom will not eat until I get home.
Mm-hmm.
I give her coffee. I give her, like today, I helped her in the shower. I helped her out of the shower. I helped her shower. This is what caregivers are going to have to do for people who are in their 80s. Make sure they get their medication. They fill their pills.
That's exactly what they were telling me just yesterday. One of the girls does it. She says the pills, to make sure if they go use the restroom, someone's there to make sure they don't fall over, the shower, the bath, the food, water. And it's not like it's as extreme, you know what I mean? And then she goes home the next day. So on her days off, that's what she does. And she still sleeps. She's just not sleeping in sleep. But I mean, she's still, I guess she likes the evening. Most of them like the evenings because it's a little bit more easier.
Yeah, and they can just check in on them and make sure that they're in bed.
some have pets. She goes, the pets get to know you, the little dogs or whatever. And the dogs sometimes come up and let them know, but they just take care of everything. Make sure they give them their medicine in the morning, the medicine at night, and then the next person comes in.
And Mom, I have to clip her toenails. Now, I don't do it every month, but I do have to take care of it. As far as being a caregiver, I'm afraid to ask questions that may be considered offensive.
Don't just ask. This is good. We want to hear what people have to say. This is absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. And then, like we said earlier, I don't know if you caught this, Josh, but the boomers want to age at home. They don't want to go away to it. And more boomers have homes and they're holding on to them. They don't give up their houses. So they stay there and they age. And some of them are, and there's a lot to do.
No,
they make sure they have a decent meal, they're eating, and that the house is
it's
clean.
making them feel comfortable. Yes, the house is clean, it's sufficient, they ate their meal. You don't find out they didn't eat anything for 3 days. You know, it's because it's everything that's happened in the past to people that now it's very aware now. So I hear a lot of, and I see a lot. I see them coming in, and there was one, I think I told you about the story that an older woman, very sweet. I mean, my heart just like went, oh. Remember she was looking for a t-shirt thing at night and a half a slip?
Yes.
Remember that? The caregiver didn't know what she was talking about because why? Why was the caregiver did not know what she was talking about?
Because she's not her age. She wasn't born during that generation.
Exactly. So I had to help the caregiver. And the caregiver's trying to get a hold of the person's family, like a daughter or sister, whoever she was trying to get. And I said, I know what she wants. They used to have t-shirts, I told her a long time ago. And she's like, oh, she goes, thank God we know somebody who knows what she because she got scared. She was getting stressed because, you know, she's the caregiver, but she's not going to know. And I explained to the person that wanted this, I go, she's in her 20s and 30s. She's not going to remember those things. And the lady goes, you know, you're right, honey, you're right. So I showed her the slips that we had. We had some half slips. We just had very small amount. And the honest truth that Sears used to carry them. Yeah. So I told her that Macy's carries very few. I go, try JCPenney's. And she went, oh, I go, JCPenney's has a little bit more of that age group. And it's how you talk to them. You got to be very nice about it too, because I'm in that age, you know, I'm my 60s. I understand that in 20 years from now, I'm going to be older, you know, so I don't say that age group. It's age group, you know, this is the age group, that's the era, and that's what she remembers.
Josh asked a really good question. The way he said it, though, I understand.
Okay. Go ahead.
It got filtered. So Josh says, you know, that he would like to be a caregiver, but he doesn't want to have to clean a person's private parts or clean after them.
Very understanding.
I want to say this.
Go ahead.
My mom is 92. That you have to make sure that that person is, what they call that, hygiene, has proper hygiene. And if they don't, and you're a caregiver, it's important that I think you have to report it. Because there's like, you know, whoever it is, the caregiver, you get licensed to be a caregiver. You just not a caregiver. So the state wants to know the person's condition and how they're doing. So you write a report. You probably tell them, you know, the person's not able to clean up after themselves. And then they'll take steps from there.
I think, now I don't know. I don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if, okay, so this is a good question from me to you, since you kind of know a little bit more about it. Yes. When you're a caregiver, you have to know that that's going to happen, correct? So when you take that position, okay, so there's going to be people are able to do it, and there's going to be some people that cannot. But when you want to survive and there's not much out there, it is amazing how people change.
It's amazing what you're able to do when it's needed. But I want to say this.
Okay.
I'm in a place where mom's 92. She can clean up after herself. She still can. When she gets to that place where she can't do it anymore and I'm going to have to change her, that means hospice. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm happy you mentioned this. So people think hospice is like the last resort. I've talked to some people that said they've had hospice for like a year for their family because they can't take care of themselves anymore. So they've been trying to say, don't think hospice as the end. Think as hospice can be your friend, like can help you and ease the tension. That's my understanding, because a lot of people that have MLS or can't walk, they have hospice and they're still here. I mean, it's just, and they help the family.
I think that you could be a part-time caregiver, Cynthia, but you can also be what is known as a full-time live-in caregiver.
Oh, they have them. Yes. Yeah. Yes. They have people that I know that learn how to lift and they know how. Remember our friends? That's what she did, Deborah. She actually went to, like, people, they couldn't move. They had, and remember we went to Magic Mountain, that lady had muscular dystrophy. She knew how to get her up. She knew how to move. I mean, she actually went to, yes. But how many caregivers was then back in the 70s and the 80s? Not that many. There's more now.
But they're saying that there's a shortage still, and that shortage is going to boom because there's a big batch of baby boomers that are now going to be, they're the oldest. Like, remember I said the baby boomer generation is 1946 to 1960. The people who were born 1946 and 46 any younger, like maybe 10 years, 46 to 56, they're in their 70s and 80s.
Right. Well, okay. You figure when I was in my 20s and those women were in their 60s, like mom, she's in her 90s.
Mom's 92.
Yeah. So I have met women that were 90. I told you I saw a lady drive and went to the salon. It took her forever, but she got there. You do see them, but you don't see a whole lot. But you do see them.
There's very few of them out there. And but yeah, that's an industry now. I think there's going to be an industry. I'm going to look into that, see where that's going in being a caregiver.
Yeah. Like I said, and I'm going to say it again, I see a lot of them coming in. And the people that are caregiver are either my age or younger. My age, they're doing it for extra income. The ones that are doing for extra income, and they are in their 20s and 30s. So that's when they come in, they'll ask you, and you're like, oh, this is where they have it. Oh, thank you. Like your niece Megan's not going to know spick and span. You know what I mean? She's not going to know t-shirts. She's going to go get a tank top. That's not what they're talking about.
Now, I'm not a caregiver, but I take care of my 92-year-old mom. She lives with me. She lives with me full time. And I don't do caregiving. I do want you guys to know, and I was told by a friend who's in the medical field, and she talked to me because she had somebody in her family who needed to be a caregiver.
Okay.
And she gave me a heads up. She said, if a lot of people go, oh, you can be a caregiver for your family member.
Yes, a lot of people do that. Yes.
Yes. But she said your life is going to change. You have to make sure your house is set up properly for the elderly.
Yes.
And if they're living with you, you are going to be responsible for making changes in the house. You're going to have to put a ramp, make sure that there's plenty of bars in the house and things like that. And she said in the windows. And then if you're going on vacation, your response, she told me we have to let them know you're going away. And then you have to have a caregiver come and take care of that person. Because now you're on file.
Okay. Yeah. Once you're in, you're in. It's like being when you do your taxes.
Yes. Yeah. And mom's been wanting me to be her full-time caregiver. And I said, you know what, Mom, I love you, but that's not something that I had ambitions on being. Like there's people who want to be a caregiver. It's what they want to do.
No, they do. And they do it full time.
Yes.
And they love it. And some people used to be nurses and they do caregiving now. There's a lot, there was a gentleman that actually, he lives in Los Angeles. And he came in to buy some men's cologne. And he comes in and it's like, he's like a nurse. He's actually a nurse, but he comes to the caregivers and he comes into high-end situations and make sure that everything is good. So he's there for like a week in between, like you're saying, on vacation and stuff, but he's like a nurse. So that means that's a whole different caregiver. He's like probably doing somebody who's got a heart problem, or you know what I mean? That he has to know how to resuscitate, and all, but he's like, we were talking, he showed me his card and everything. He's like certified top caregiver.
Yeah.
So he's probably different. You know what I'm saying? So there's probably like levels of what you can do. He was actually a nurse. You know what I mean? When Megan was born, the lady that came to the house was an RN and she worked in the baby's place, but she doesn't do that anymore. She goes home and she goes to people's homes and showed them how to clean the babies and all that. But she was actually like, can hear the heart. See if I'm doing everything right. You know what I mean? That was an RN. Yeah. She was actually a nurse, So they do have things out there for people. And she loved it. She loved it. So I'm just saying that a lot of people are doing things like that, but you are hearing a lot of caregiver because I don't know. They say it's a clean job. You just have to know if you're doing nights or, what type. And you do have to drive them around. They come and bring them into Macy's and they, do things, but it's not going to be for everyone. I'm just saying, I notice a lot more.
Yeah.
When it used to be one or two, you didn't see like you do now. That's all I'm saying. I see one every day, every day.
I see it every day too. It's booming like crazy.
So you get what I'm saying, right? Every day they're shopping, they're helping them, they're going to the grocery store, everything. They're with them all day. And then I have other people, they come once a week. They were there with them. They go shopping, they do everything, but they don't come see them again for that week. They do everything for the week. And then maybe that lady has another person for something else. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, Mom needs me there. I have to help her she doesn't shower every day anymore. She only showers every other day now. But I need to make sure that her hygiene is good for those days that she doesn't shower.
What I was told, and I don't know why I'm always watching these. I've been watching a lot of this stuff on TV, that they say when people get to a certain age, their hygiene goes down. It's like they don't take baths as much. And I'm not saying that everyone does that, but when Greg came home, he felt like his dad was doing that, wasn't taking a bath like he should have. He was like, something's not right here with Dad. You know what I mean? Like he knew it. He knew that his dad was declining. You know what I mean?
Declining?
Yes. And the first thing that Greg noticed, my dad's not taking a bath. You know what I mean? Like he didn't smell like 9 miles away, but he knows his dad, and that affected him a little bit, knowing that he was starting. And that I remember him talking to his brother. Steve was there, Chris and them, but Greg says, are you making sure he's taking a bath? Are you making sure that he's putting deodorant, washing his hair, brushing his teeth? Greg just knew little things was changing. And that's the first thing was bath. And that's what the doctors say. Bath, what do you call those diapers they have to wear?
Adult,
like that.
Adult diapers, yeah.
You see them at the grocery store. And I was at the grocery store like 6 months ago. And there was people and they weren't old. Like they weren't like in their hundreds. They were going through, because some people may have problems now. that we don't know. Because they even talk about catheters and things like that. You know what I mean? So.
Okay. And fake name is being obnoxious.
Okay, well, I wasn't.
My fake name.
Now, I remember in 2010, I had to go to the doctor because they were concerned about me. So I had to go to a urinology, and everybody was in there was 60 like way up. I was like, I'm only 50 years old. Well, they thought I had cancer, like a tumor, something was going on. Okay. But everybody in there, if you were 50, they were not looking for that. They were looking for something else, like a tumor or a cancer or something like that. Oh my God, it was a disaster. Anyway, so they have to numb you. They have to insert it and you can see it. And they didn't know if I had a tear up in my bladder or what was going on. And they had all those diaper things in the bathroom because that's all they had. You know what I mean? And they had an emergency. I was there waiting to get my x-ray, and they came in, and you can't go to the bathroom. You have to be full so they can see. So of course I had to relieve myself because I'm like, I can't sit here for an hour or two. And somebody had an emergency. They went there. I guess they didn't go to the hospital. And that kind of scared me, knowing that no control. It really scared me. I don't know why. It really I was like, I wasn't ready. I was not, thank God I was okay. But I even told him, I go, I'm not ready for this. Freaked out. Because it was my personal thing. It was me, it was my mark.
Now, you're retired and you're collecting Social Security, right? And
yes, I did early. Okay. Somebody else asked me this question yesterday. I did early retirement. And Greg did retirement when you were supposed to, but they changed it. They extended it. They went back. So when I think Greg was 66, it was 66. So Greg got full retirement and he was still able to work full time. When I was going to retire, they extended it to 72 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, forget it. I'm not working.
No, it's 70.
Is it 70? Okay. So they extended it. So I either keep working and wait till 70, but I didn't know.
67, but you can wait all the way to 70.
Yeah, I can. But I didn't. I did early retirement because we didn't know that Greg was going to pass. So Greg felt like, okay, this is how much you get, and you can still work. I can still work. He can still work. I didn't get the full amount. And you know what? It was $400 difference. It was $400 that I was going to wait for. And I was like, I could work a couple of days. Well, who knew that things were going to be happening? Anyways, it doesn't matter. He passed away. And they still took money away.
Nobody ever talks about the money you have to pay for your Medicare.
I have to pay for Medicare. They take out 161, I believe it is.
No one ever talks about that, but it's like 161. It's going to go up now. I heard 200.
There you go.
Medicare. That's crazy. And then I hear that I guess that our wonderful Congress, there's going to be a 25% cut to Social Security?
My understanding, yes, but I heard it was not supposed to. So that's why I don't watch the news. Because I'm like, are we going here or going there? Well, Megan filled her tank up today. It was $68.
Really?
Yeah. And I paid for it, because I don't use a lot of gas in my car anymore. Thank God I'm not a sales rep because we would be poor. But because that's what we had to do. We had to pay for gas. That's because we were driving in the car all the time. Thank God we did that when we did it then. But she filled her tank. We did it in Pismo Beach and it was $68. I don't really see it because I don't really use my car anymore. I don't really go anywhere
Sure.
anymore. I'm not good right now. I'm at a point where I'm going to slowly get back out. This month is my husband and I, our anniversary was our month this month. His Easter's next month. We always went out to brunch, and his birth in May is his birthday, and then he died in June. So this is my hardest year right now. So
Yeah.
I'm right now, I'm really just taking it easy. I'm just going slowly, and it's best for me right now. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I love talking about different things because it helps me. And but I'm just taking it slow because this month's kind of hard for me right now. It's our anniversary in March 19th, and I know that, and I know it's going to be an anniversary every year, but it's still, it's in my heart. So yeah, I'm good. This year's been a little tough, but I'm getting by, and I'm not doing it. And I take my breaths and I pray, but I'm doing it. But I always worry about the young ones. I worry about like Megan, and I worry about a lot of other, she's my daughter, that there's not like it used to be. There's not a lot out there right now. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I also don't live in a big city. You know what I'm saying? We don't live in a big population area, where there's a lot out there, Hughes Aircraft and all. We don't have those kind of things. We don't live up in by San Francisco, Sacramento. We don't live in Northern California. We don't live in LA and Orange County. You know what I'm saying? So we live in a smaller area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I feel like the growth is not like, because we're farmland.
Yes.
We don't do farming. She doesn't do farming. So there's nothing wrong with it. We didn't do that. But Greg was raised here, and Greg didn't want to leave Santa Maria. He didn't want to leave Central Coast. So, he just never wanted to leave. So I'm the one that wanted to move back to LA and Orange County because I was trying to think of Megan when she got older. And, but he passed away where he wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was here at home for him, but it wasn't. But he passed away in Central Coast. He never wanted to leave Central Coast. And that's thank you. Megan made me some dinner. So he never wanted to leave. So I'll be honest with you. I'm happy that we didn't, because it was for him.
Yes.
And I realize that now. And that's another thing. We learn our lessons. Life is short. People don't realize that. People say that all the time, but we think we're invincible. It's not going to happen.
No.
And then it does.
Let me throw this out. Sage got a napkin.
Okay, well.
No, Sage. No napkins. Hang on, Cynthia.
Oh, no, that's fine.
She went and got pizza tonight?
No, she made dinner. You remember Megan? Yeah, Megan makes the food because there's certain things that, David does. Was it vegan or something like that? When I cook, I do everything wrong. When Greg and I made turkey for Thanksgiving, and we made the butter you can't mix things. I'm like, oh, I'm too old to learn. So I let her cook. Because Megan, he can't have this, he can't have that. And it's like, she knows exactly what to do for her man.
So senior citizens currently, you guys get $170 that you could spend on Medline products, right? Every quarter.
You mean like over the counter products?
Yes.
I get I think I get $300. I think it's $300 everything. But they're expensive.
It's $300 every 3 months.
I think it's every 3 months.
So mom gets it too.
Yeah, so but I haven't even used it all. It's still sitting there.
I told her to start using it. She was like, I don't like the products. And I'm like, they're brand names.
No, they are. I just don't need a lot. About my Excedrins, I got a cough syrup. But maybe later on, I'll need more. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I don't need that much.
Okay.
But I got like drops. Well, yeah, but the things I really needed was like my OptiFree. They carry contact solution. I'm not entitled to it because I'm not that at that age group. I was like, but I use them.
There's a certain, so even though you are eligible, they even have that separated out. Like you have to be
Yes.
older.
Yes. So I can't get these.
It's in the Medline. You get the Medline book, the
I have the
catalog,
book.
and you're looking at it and you see
And
it
I try to put things through. This is the honest truth. And it says I'm denied.
Got it.
Okay. So I called one day. I'm sorry, I'm eating because I don't want it to get cold. And I have finally had a head customer service to help me. I said, what can I buy? She goes, well, you can buy everything that says on the SKU numbers. I go, I am, and it keeps coming back to not. I says, can you do it for me? And she goes, yeah. And guess what happened? She was putting them in and they were denying. She goes, oh, it doesn't, so it's not giving me this, it's just doing it and denying me. You know what I'm saying? So finally we got some things. Got Excedrin. I needed Excedrin. I needed, I can't even get my vitamins. I have to take vitamin D. That's a prescription I take. I can't even get vitamin. That's what I was like, but I have to take these by my doctor. So I still take prescription vitamin D. I buy my own multivitamin because every time I popped it in, it wouldn't go through. But she says there's supposed to be some changes. So we'll see. So I got Excedrin. I got cough syrup. I got like an allergy medicine.
Okay.
I got Tylenol, which I'm not supposed to take, but I wasn't able to get the things that I wanted to get. I'm supposed to not take anything that has aspirin in it.
Okay.
But if I can't get them, then I have to go buy it. And I don't mind buying it. I'm just saying it really, I still have money in it. I haven't used it all because I can't use half of the stuff.
Right.
So there you go. And I make too much for CalFresh, I guess. So.
So you didn't qualify for CalFresh?
No. Everyone's like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. So I did exactly what they said and got denied.
You have too much. You have probably too much in your 401k. You have to have no 401k, no property, 0, 0, 0, no stocks, no life insurance, nothing.
There you go. You said
nothing.
There you go.
Underwater.
But it's the truth. I was like, darn. I'm like, really? Yeah, you're right. No money. So I didn't qualify. Not even $20.
And they count Social Security. It's like, that makes no sense. Doesn't make any sense. So
midlife crisis.
So Lance is going to be 62 later this month. And he's going to collect when he's full retirement because of the fact that
he didn't work. Get it going.
He didn't work for 27 years. So he qualifies, but he's not going to make a lot.
He's not going to. I was talking to this one lady. She knew who Greg was, and she knows who we are. She lost her husband too. She goes, welcome aboard, Cindy. I was like,
well, that's nice that she looks at it that way.
She was honest about it. She goes, ah, there you go. She goes, how's you doing, Cindy? And that's fun and she's older than I am. She's, let's see, I think she's 72. But it was so great. And she still wears her makeup. She still gets her nails done. I'm sure her house is probably almost paid off. Mine isn't because we bought it in 2007. But she just says, welcome. I was like, yeah, it's been a rude awakening. Yeah. So
I just have to focus on maintaining the mortgage and the bills and whatever I can.
but these are the things you need to know. See, that's the point. I'm finding out so many things as I'm there. When I was young, I'm going to work, putting on my makeup, finding the next blouse, But I'm just being honest, okay? Going meeting with my boyfriend at the time, or I met Greg, where we're gonna go. We're gonna go to Vegas, he wants to go to SeaWorld. All that stuff didn't matter, and you know, then we had Megan, and we want to make sure she's living good and she has the things she needs. But it was never this can happen, Greg, Greg can leave us, I can go. We bought a house, we went through the, come check our house out, we got this for the house. Well, guess what? And I'm grateful for the house, but I'm just saying he passed away, and then all these things are popping up, and it's a reality check.
Big time. And
Big
Lance
time.
and I are starting to talk about it as well.
Right. So I really, I tell Megan, you got to think about these things. But I'm going to be honest, when I was Megan's age, people didn't talk about it. So I don't know if it was easier then. See, that's what I don't know. When I was working, you never heard people talk about it. And you
Right.
know that because you worked at a store that they were all elderly people. They were at mature age, my age or older, and nobody talked about it. They
Right.
all felt like it was the golden years. So when they were going to work full time, they worked full time at that store. They were living a life. I'm not kidding. When did it happen? That's what I'm saying. When did it happen? Because they weren't stressed.
Yeah, but that's your generation. Those people had their houses. They're all paid off now. The houses are paid off.
Yeah.
Young people can't even buy a house these days.
I know.
That's got to change.
I know.
Somebody's got to do something about that. That's not right.
So I am trying to keep this one for Megan, But this is being a parent now. I'm really trying hard because, I know that it's hard for people to get things. So I'm really trying hard, really trying to discipline, how I spend things and cut back, And like I said, I'm not worried about going places and things like that. Right? Right now I just need to get myself back into where I need to be. And then everything will follow suit. I'm just trying to get myself used to waking up every day.
Yeah, and most people like our age, I stay at home. I'm not going out.
Yeah.
I actually like staying at home and doing things at home. Hanging around house and stuff, puttering. Puttering around the house is like a thing.
Right. Well, when I putter around this house, it takes a week. Because I got to do the top level first. It takes me all day to do the bathrooms. I've got big bathrooms, so I got to go do Megan's. I got to do mine. Megan doesn't do bathrooms. And then the guest bathroom. Megan
needs to start learning how to do bathrooms because that bathroom is going to be her bathroom someday.
So Asha, so Megan goes to cheerleading competition. And I went and got my hair colored. And I did a video on my hair treatment. And that's another thing, losing hair. Okay. Now, I've always had fine hair. I've always had thin hair. That's why I wore hair extensions, When I was in my younger years and when I was 10 years old, I had curly, thick, wavy hair. But I don't know when it ended. When I got in my 20s, it started to, get thin. So, and then of course, as menopause came up, it started. But I started noticing that I've been using the oxygen, and I have that baby hair. You know how when babies are alive, when they're born, they got that soft hair. That's what this is. This is actually new growth. This had no hair on it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So when babies are born, they've got like, they're really soft. Like it's just baby hair. It's not hair. Some kids are born with hair. Megan
Uh-huh.
wasn't. That's what this is. And I feel like the Naoxin just fills in. You know, when people have grass and they have spots, they go to the Home Depot and it's like filler grass just to fill in the little holes, and they put some seeds in there and it just fills it in. That's what I felt like Neoxin does treatment. It just fills in the areas. So it makes it look thicker. And then the hopeful is it'll grow. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Those are the things I'm noticing, that when I was in my 30s, I used to go to salons and Naoxin was launched. Okay. That was a big thing for hair to start to grow and this and that. I didn't care about that. Those people, I'm that age group now.
Right.
And it makes me remember that. It just they were flying off the shelf because you got the shampoo, the conditioner, the treatment. That's all it was. They were flying off the shelf. I mean, those reps made so much money. And women were saying, "Oh my God, her eyebrows grew and this and that." I mean, and I'm sure a lot of it was like, "Really, her eyebrows grew?" But they were so into it that it was huge. And now I'm doing it. It's not as famous as it was. It's still the same product. They probably got better ingredients in it, but I remember. Well, guess what? Cindy Moore is in that group now, and those people are probably mom's age.
Yes.
That's what happens. Now I'm dealing with it.
I'm trying to figure out what is it just that you lose hormones or something that causes the
Some people take estrogen hormones. They said that it's menopause. Your body's going through that menopause, where you start gaining weight. To me, menopause means your periods are going away and you're going through a whole change in your life.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I didn't gain weight. I had the hot flashes and mood swings.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course my menstrual was on and off and on, and for 2 weeks, off for a month. I was like, oh God, that's what I went through.
Yes.
For a long time. And it wasn't one day and it wasn't 2 days. I went through it for 20 years because I went through the whole thing. I started in my 40s, well, probably late 30s, 40s, 50s. Poor Greg. Poor Greg. I had it all. I would just have outbursts. It was terrible. But I never took anything. I did not want estrogen. I didn't want any of it. I didn't want any of that stuff. I just dealt with it. I never took anything.
They say if you're taking that for hair loss that you can't stop.
I didn't take it. I don't know. I just took hot tea.
Okay.
That's it for menopause. I took that. I took relaxation, stress. Doctor never prescribed me anything, but I noticed my thyroid change. I noticed that my eyesight was changing, but I never gained weight. But I noticed that things were shifting. I started getting cellulite. I started getting little things, but yeah, hot flashes was annoying to me. And then some people say it's wonderful. It's like, wonderful? I'm about ready to I'm about ready to go crazy.
That's because they're probably on hormone replacement.
Hello. But when I saw all the side effects, I was like, oh, forget it. It's like, no. Weight gain, this. I was like, oh, forget it. I just didn't do it. So I try to exercise, drink lots of water, and dealt with it. I really did. I never took nothing. but I suffered. I suffered. You saw my mood swings. Those was it.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's crazy.
Greg used to say, go get something. No. No. I didn't do it. But I saw symptoms. I saw my hair getting thinner. I started noticing the gray was coming through. I was noticing the hot flashes. Those are things I noticed, but I didn't gain any weight. It was just my mood swings was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had hot flashes and the weight gain, but I didn't have hair loss and I didn't have the mood swings. Hot flashes was the absolute, probably the one that plagued me the most.
No, you can't have this. Yeah. It was just being asleep and just that heat coming alive. I'd be talking to a customer, so they could see my face getting shiny, and I'm like, "Whoo!" I would put my hair up and go, "Oh!" It would just like the little girl. One of the girls would get like a little fan. I'd be like, and then it'll get cold, so your blood vessels come down. It was like, I would like going like count to 10, Cindy.
Get like goosebumps on your arm.
Oh, that chill. Yes. It was like,
would then kick
it would go up and that was a, it'll be like, and then all of a sudden, ooh, I got a chill. It would like bring it down. It was weird. It was weird. What do you want? Every time I'm on live, I can't talk. Megan's dogs. So,
well,
yeah.
That's the cue then. He's saying it's time to get off the live, Mom.
Who's
been here
what?
for an hour and a half.
Yay. I think we had a good conversation. I think that it's true life. It's true life. So who said you get off the phone? You did?
No, I said the dog.
Oh, the dog's telling me that. Yeah, she's like,
I got my baby back here and I got the little one down here.
So anyways,
outside the door.
I'm sorry. Before we go off, I lost my bird. That was devastating. So I told Megan, I says, well, when you go to PetSmart, check on the cages, so I can get Silver his own cage now. And she comes home with a baby. He's in there. Birds love me for some reason. So I have a new parakeet. I have a new baby. I have a baby in the house. These are my kids. And then, of course, the dogs. So I got a new child in the house. I got a little munchkin over there. I go, well, you're going to have a good home because you're going to come home with me in my room. You come sleep with Mama, and then you go outside in the living room. So I got a new bird. And then, let's see what else. Asha's having more problems with her eyesight. These are animals. They go through it too. And she nailed me. So now I got to put the bone on the table and have her eat it from there because she can see me, but I don't think she's like doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when Hallie was doing that, so it makes sense. And then what else happened this week? That's it.
Now you put Hallie down, right? You euthanized.
No, Hallie passed away. No, Hallie just passed away. Yeah, it's Demon.
Demon is the one that you put down. You had to put him down.
He was getting cancer in his nose, and I don't see. I love animals. I just hate putting them down. Just like, my heart aches. They pass away. I take. That's what Greg used to say. Not only you take it to the extreme. I mean, I cry when I see animals on TV, and they're not even my animal. I'm like,
Lance likes to watch those rescue videos. I don't watch any of them.
Yeah, I get too emotional, so I can't watch them because even if it's got a happy ending, I don't want to watch it. Yeah. I'm a dog lover, a bird lover, cat. I love all animals. It's just some animals don't like me. The cats. I'm not a big cats don't like me. I like cats, but even your cat's like, I don't like that lady. But your dogs like me. you know, it's just for some reason. Maybe it's just me. Cats, birds like me. The guinea pigs like me. The bunnies do, but cats just don't. I'm not their favorite. I'm not the real favorite person. And I don't know why. They say cats are very independent. So you've been drinking lots of water.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I think we had
So
a great
we're gonna-
conversation.
Yes.
I think we're going to talk. This is what we're going to talk about. So if
So we're-
people want to hear, go ahead. You know me, I just gab. Go
No,
ahead.
that's fine. No, I'm done. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
No, I just say we're going to talk about midlife chat. And I'm going to really try the things that people talk about. I'm going to write them down because this is true fact.
Yes.
Everything that I talked about is someone else talked about that brought it to my attention. And I was like, I've never thought of that. You know, it's just, it's called reality. So that was our live today.
Well, thanks everybody for swinging by. I appreciate you being here. And until then, we're going to call it a night. We'll see you again next Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have a great evening.
Take care, everybody. Bye.